Hi, it's Dave here. I'm going to do this in one take, no editing. This is an Explorer Scientific achromatic 127 millimeter f9, 1200 millimeter focal length. Beautiful, actual, nice scope for planetary and moon. However, I decided to attach a JMI motofocus, which was quite an amazing task as well. Anyways, when I was fitting everything, every time I'd come back and drilled all the little holes, the holes never matched. And it turned out that this was bent. Every time you turned it, it would be in a slightly different position. So what ended up happening, see this big knurled knob? This used to be attached to this, which I have sawed off. So you cannot use this half-inch knurled knob to, in fact, bend the pinion made of brass, about 4 or 5.5 inches, 4.5 or 5 inches long from here to here. It's got the pinion in the middle, and this pressure with this giant knurled knob against the pinion, this is a locking mechanism. This is the rack and pinion, they call it a Crayford Style Focuser. It's because there's a push-pull system, but in fact, it is a rack and pinion. I guess they get away with calling it a Crayford Style, is that 2 of these push and 2 of these tighten, and somehow that gets rid of some slop. I don't know. It has these locking mechanisms to tighten up the scope, so when it's at zenith, the weight of an eyepiece, such as the big Naglers, any grenade eyepiece 2-inch, these little locking things do not hold, and it will pull back. I only use 1.25 inch. I'm a big believer in 1.25 inch eyepieces. A lot of value for the money, and plus there's not a wide field to this anyhow. But I guess the previous owner got a little pissed off at constantly having the focus come out with the weight of whatever he was using, I'm guessing. And he tightened this thing down over and over till he bent the pinion. So there is a nice ball bearing here and a nice ball bearing race here. It could have been whacked, I thought. Originally he bent it by smacking this around. It's a big tube. It's easy to bump it around because it's so awkward. However, that is not the case because of these races and bearings. I was wondering what this was. It just pushes straight against. It's this long skinny thing. It is no more than 1/4 inch at widest, but more like 3/16, I would imagine. And you can easily bend it. Once bent, the tightening, loosening, tightening, loosening, tightening, loosening, that's annoying. But in fact, these start to wobble and waggle. So the JMI kept fighting and trying to find a way. So anyways, they called this a Crayford Style Focuser, probably because of this 2-push, 2-pull system. It is an R&P, nice R&P, but it's a barely doable focuser. I love the scope. I hope this works. Yeah, so they call it the hexagonal, I believe, focuser.